Kia ora nā tātou katoto. Yes, my name is Sam. I'm in the School of Psychology. I was appointed in 2017 and I applied for Marsden in 2019, I think it was? 2020. I'm primarily a quantitative researcher in the School of Psychology. I'm holding 2 projects at the moment. One is a Marsden grant, Marsden study, and one is a HRC funded study as well. Cook Island, and yeah, I think that's all.
So in other words, Dr. Sam Manuela is an overachiever. So he has an HRC grant and a Marsden grant. I remember why the year that you got awarded your Marsden, because you got through and I didn't. But I was really, really, really happy for you because you're a really good friend of mine. So I'm really pleased that you're here and you're successful. Because, you know, as Pacific, we support each other as much as we can because Sam's win was everyone's win. And now I'm going to allow our beautiful guest speaker, Associate Professor Tamasailau Sualii, to offer some words of introduction.
Malo whaftai mo le avanoa, malo soifo maua malangi ma. So I'm Tamasailau. As Patrick has said, I'm based at the criminology program at the moment, and just really pleased to be able to be here and share story.
Speaking of ideas, I think I want to go to a question related to the very beginning. Like, how did you come up with your specific ideas that you then turned into an EOI for the Marsden? What was the story behind your projects? How did they come into being?
I applied during COVID. And so I did have a bit of time to kind of sit and reflect on what I was wanting to achieve. My idea, I did apply for a fast start, and my idea was how we as Pacific psychologists integrate our cultural knowledge and expertise into our research and practices, knowing that I've come through psychology where Pacific knowledge at the time was very marginal, and when I was coming through undergrad was non-existent within psychology specifically. So my idea came from those experiences which were connected loosely to my PhD. My PhD was entirely quantitatively focused, but the experiences that I was having, my existential crises was my kind of dissatisfaction with the state of psychology. And so that's where the idea came from. I was like, Marsden, yeah, well, Sailao was saying, like, is this opportunity for you to challenge something? And I thought that's my opportunity to challenge psychology as a discipline for its failings for our Pacific communities here in New Zealand. That's what I said in my opening line of my thing. And so that was, that's where the idea came from, was kind of leaning into my dissatisfaction with my discipline and my satisfaction with what I had learned through my journey as an emerging academic. And so I wanted to kind of give voice to what psychology looks like within our cultural realms, and also to challenge psychology in New Zealand to understand that and invest more into our knowledges.
Yeah, very similar. My colleague, Dr. Robert Webb, held the pen for the large part of our project, and when he approached me, I was still at Victoria University, and we were trying to work out how we might make it work, and then I decided to come to Auckland. So in that transition, we worked as a team, so both myself, Dr. Robert Webb and Dr. Juan Todi. Now, Juan at the time was based at New South Wales, I think, and he wouldn't be able to have, as Jerry pointed out, any FTE on the project. So this was more a passion project. And those two guys, they're amazing in the Indigenous criminology field. So amazing that they have raised a lot of hackles in the government sector, and apparently are on the blacklist from what I hear, in terms of critiquing the state in relation to Māori offending and issues relating to Māori. So they wanted to put into a fund that would, give them independence. So the Marsden grant allows, a lot of space to be able to do that. And they also wanted to reach out to Pacifica, and I was really keen on understanding the Indigenous criminological approach to crime and justice, and how you might understand that from not only a Pacific perspective, specifically a Samoan, and we had to be very mindful of the practicalities around what it would mean to do Pacifica as a whole, so we focused very specifically on one group for a number of reasons, both in terms of accessing people, but also in terms of thinking through the different models and the different kind of frameworks that are in place. So we decided on Samoan, because I'm Samoan as well, and I think to look at that relationship between Māori, Pacifica, Māori, Samoan is also a big thing. To come at it from an Aotearoa perspective, but also internationally, looking at settler colonial jurisdictions. So Australia and the US was where we were interested in doing comparison. So we had this great idea, and we thought, okay, how do you pull it together? I was like, okay, Rob, you write it, and we'll work out how it fits with us. And I think that's the other thing is, for a standard grant, you've got to work out who your team is and how you can make the process work, and then you work with your faculty. Like, there are people like Melissa and Jerry who will be able to provide that support.